Girlies, 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 what's up? Okay, we is back. Vlogmas day maybe 7. I don't know. At this point, we just jumping on here and throwing Vlogmas in the title. But you know what? I didn't really have a set thing to talk about. I was gonna show y'all my haul of all the stuff I bought. Y'all know I was still doing a little bit of shopping for my birthday, but I don't know if you guys like that. I don't know if you guys are really liking the hauls. I don't know if you guys are liking that kind of content. And I don't know. It may or may not stick around for 2026. But I think it's important for me to ask y'all, right? I want to know, do y'all like the hauls? Do y'all like the pretty details? You know, my Amazon finds. I haven't been doing too many Amazon finds, but I've been really heavy on the Avon because I got reintroduced to Avon and I want all the girlies to know that we sleeping on her. Like this face, 85% Avon, right? I have just found my favorite foundation, my favorite concealer, my favorite mascara. I am a mascara snob, and Avon got a mascara, baby, that's eating the girlies up. And yes, I tried. Oh my goodness, I can't even think of Fenty Beauty's one that I just got influenced to buy. But yeah, I tried her, and mm, let's just say I think Avon ate her up a little bit. Now, again, it also depends on what you want. Avon does a lot of separation, lifting, and the Fenty Beauty one is all about volume. Now, you know, people like different strokes for different folks. But for me, I just found my favorite mascara. I also found my favorite concealer. Like this today was the first day that I was able to put a face on, and she literally stayed on all day. Right now, we got a little bit of grease, which is okay though, you know, because we went throughout the day. We was in and out the elements, all that kind of good stuff. But I really like the way that the foundation is wearing. I love the way the concealer is wearing. I love, 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 absolutely in love with the mascara. And baby, this lip, so let me tell you, this lip is supposed to be their waterproof chocolate lip liner, right? But when I put her on, she's not your traditional chocolate. She reminds me of like a strawberry chocolate because she has this strawberry tint to her. I don't know if that was intentional. I didn't see that in the small print details, but I like her. She's giving strawberry chocolate. And, you know, when I actually did this little latte look today, I was like, you know what? Yeah, she works for this. But if you ever are looking for um, the Avon waterproof lip liner in chocolate, it is not your traditional chocolate. So keep that in mind. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like my Avon content does better on Pinterest. Like the girlies love Avon on Pinterest, and sometime on Facebook. But I'm really trying to decide whether or not I'm going to take the pretty details and my affiliate marketing into 2026 because it does take time and effort to shoot that type of content. But I want to know that if that's what my girlies want to see. Like, girlies, do you want to see that? Do you find it beneficial? I know that when I was doing the glow list for my Amazon stuff, y'all really was liking that. But believe it or not, a lot of my sales come from the Amazon platform in itself. So I guess people follow me on there and they may come across my reviews and my videos and stuff and they buy it, and it'll tell you. That's why it's so important for you to get in your analytics. If you are a content creator, get in your analytics. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I feel like this is related. Get in your analytics, right? Especially when you're first starting out and you're trying to figure out what kind of content you want to produce, right? Try different kind of content. I know that I did try food reviews and that got okay. I've tried travel, that was okay, but I really found my niche in motivation, and that's what I like the most. So, but in the analytics told me. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of my videos do very well that talk about makeup, lipstick, clothes, nails, that kind of stuff. But you guys really like the motivation content more. But again, I wouldn't know that if I wasn't looking in my analytics. I'm heavy in my analytics, y'all. I be out on my YouTube analytics, IG, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest. I'm always looking to see what's hitting and what's not hitting, because if it's not hitting, it's not worth it for me to take my time and energy and create content for it. So don't forget to let me know in the comments if you like the Pretty Details. The Pretty Details is the glow list revamped, and it is my affiliate content. So it's my Avon, it's my Amazon links, and I also have a Shopmine. Now my Shopmine don't get too much love, but my Amazon store does decent, and my Avon is starting to pick up. But we'll see. We'll see if it's not, working, and probably at the end of Q1, we may decide to push it to the back and kind of pick it back up later because baby, we got some new stuff on the horizon. Like we about to step into a new era, girlies. And when I say we, I mean you and me, right? Because look, I said you and me. You and me. Because it's time. It's just time. Like God has given us the vision, and we have sat back long enough and thought about it, right? We've thought about it, we've planned, we have thought about it some more, we've sought confirmation from him, from our friends, from our family, and it's now time for action. Remember, prayer requires participation. And I think that in this moment right now, right, because today is December 22nd, we are a few days away from Christmas and a few more days away from New Year's. And we always go into January with New Year, New Me. Now, some girlies be like, look, New Year, New Me starts the second week of January. New Year, New Me starts the first week of February. Whatever it is for you, you need to be clear about what plan you're going with, right? And I think the biggest way to get clear about it is to create you a vision board. A vision board is very much so for me an intentional detail. An intentional detail reminds me every day what I'm working towards, but it also helps to build my mindset up, right? It continues, well, it shows me what I'm working towards every day. And I've went as far to have AI create me pictures of certain moments in my life that I want in 2026. And like my book cover. Yeah, girlies, my book cover. Me and my husband on our trip to Italy, baby. Yeah. Because that's happening in 2026. And also, I think I did a picture of me writing my second book because I plan on being done with my first book before I go on my trip to Italy with my future husband. And what else did I put on? I put on there my dog. I put on there my future condo. Baby, look, I had AI doing all of the work for me last night. And when I originally started out doing my vision board, I did my vision board on Canva. So if you're not a Canva girly, Canva is really easy to use. But what I did is that I first thought about like what size I wanted my vision board to be. So I'm actually getting a vision board and I'm getting it printed on a poster board so that I can hang it in my hallway. And in this hallway, I can see it from all areas of my apartment. And again, I wanted to remain in my line of sight that I see every day because I'm telling my mind like this is our life. This is normal. Like look at me in these situations because this is what is going to be the reality, right? We all have heard about how manifestation and visualization and how that works and how you start to build your mindset and literally talk nice to me, right? Talk nice to me. And also using the visualization to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So I decided to do mine on a poster board, 18 by 24. I'm getting it. Well, it's already printed. I got it printed at Staples. And what you can do is you can go in Canva. You want to change your size of your workspace to 18 by 24. And then you just source your pictures, source your quotes, and put it on your vision board. My vision board, when I first started out, I thought it was going to have so many pictures on it, right? Because I've done vision boards in the past. I love vision boards, actually. Like, I absolutely love them. But last year I didn't do one. I didn't do one last year, and I will say that this was my most sporadic year yet. I tried a lot of different stuff in 2025. I did a lot of different things in 2025. I was very task focused. And so my vision board originally was going to be, when I thought about it, it was going to be a to-do list. Like my 2025 was going to be a to-do list because I was like, I got stuff to do, period. I got stuff to check off. And I realized that that wasn't really going to work, right? Probably in like June or July, I was like, you know what? This isn't going to work. But I was really excited to get a vision board done for this year. And so I was very intentional about the pictures that I wanted to put on there. I was very intentional about what needed to go on there. At first I thought I was going to have so many pictures and so many different things, but I sat back and I actually thought about what I actually had, what I already had, right? I had already planted a lot of seeds and they are growing, right? They're growing and they're blooming. And I said, you know what? I want to continue to water those seeds, but I don't need to put them on my vision board because I already have those. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. So I've split that thinking and put on my vision board only the things that I wanted to achieve, right? Not the things that I already have, because those seeds are already blooming. It's just up to me to continue to cultivate them, to continue to love on them and continue to bring them to life. But these other things were things that I was actively working for. So I'm going to show you guys really quick my vision board. So first, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I made it my screensaver on my cell phone and on my iPad. And let me go and see. So I'm going to show y'all really quick. You guys aren't going to be able to see that much detail, but as you can see, I got my pictures. I kind of use the border to put my pictures on here. So I have me for my speaking. That's my speaking career. The Pretty and Powerful Blueprint. That is my framework. That is for my motivational speaking. Y'all, I got me and my future husband. Y'all, AI created this husband. If he out there and he real, AI don't say it that you my future husband, because AI put this picture together. Born to be the greatest in my bloodline. This is something that I created because I am literally going to put my family up and put them on my back. I'm going to pick them up, put them on my back, and carry them with me when I become a millionaire in 2026. So, and of course, born to be the greatest because I'm the GOAT. Literally, I was born in December. Anyway, here's my condo. You know, I want those floor to ceiling windows. Here's my little dog that I'm going to have. His name is going to be Louie. Here's my book cover, and name of my book, The Cost of Elevation. So girlies, God told me, well, you know what? We're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that because that's a whole nother story, y'all. But anyway, here's my book cover. My voice is powerful because I'm really leaning into my motivational speaking. Soon I will be that girl who became a millionaire you knew. So I'm telling all my friends right now that I'm going to become a YouTube star and a motivational speaker and an author. And they're going to literally be like, hey, I used to know Eb, or, you know, I used to work with Eb, or, you know, some people are going to be like, hey, that's my friend and she's a millionaire. This is my podcast, kind of like a picture from my podcast or whatever. The Pretty and Powerful Blueprint. Suddenly I was her, because this reminds me that God does not have to take a long time to move mountains in your life. Like, I'm constantly reminded of that, and I keep it in the forefront of my mind because so many times you can sit back and think that you are behind, or that God has forgotten about you, or that God has slowed you down, and you don't know, girl. Like, today I could be sitting here talking on y'all on the couch, and tomorrow I could be on the stage, right? Today I could be sitting here you know, just again talking to y'all, and tomorrow my book can be a New York Times bestseller. So it does not take a long time for him to move, and he don't like moving slow either. He likes to move fast, and that's why I like God. Okay, God be like, let's get to the program, baby. Let's get with it. So I love that, and this is a constant reminder that suddenly something can happen. So suddenly I was her reminds me of that, right? Because Shorty got her crocodile Birkin. Baby, come on. You know I'm a purse junkie as much as I'm a nail junkie. But me and my friends, I put them on my vision board because I want to cultivate better friendships than the ones that I have. I want to make them better, right? Like, this was the first year that I really took the time to invest in my friendships, and I found some really great ones that I want to cultivate and take them along with me too, right? They going right on my back with my family, and we're going up the ladder, right? I'm taking them with me, girlies. And then this is me speaking, right? That's me on the stage. This is me writing my second book in Italy. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know why I put that on there, because I'm clearly being in Italy and frolicking with my future husband. But you never know. I may sit down and do a little bit of you know, I might get encouraged, you know, and inspired, and want to sit down and write a little bit of an outline down or a blueprint down. But yeah, so that's me in Italy, kind of, you know, being inspired and writing. I literally create money because I want that to be the thing where it's like, I'm going to have multiple sources of income, right? Because one source of income ain't going to work. Two ain't going to work. Three ain't going to work. Baby, you need multiple sources of income to live the life I want to live. Okay. And then this is, girl, I know we all seen this girl with this beautiful back. This is reminding me to take care of my temple as well. So I lost 80 pounds and I was on the GOP shot. So I was on GOP shot, and I recently just found out that they are not, my insurance stopped covering it. Like, I don't know what went on with the insurance and why they did that. But it's reminding me that I need to now keep this 80-pound weight loss, because I love I love my body before, but I love it now even more, right? I love it now even more, and I love my shape. I love, girl, come on, collarbone. Okay. I love being able to see all of that. So I know I need to keep this, but I need to make sure that I take care of my temple. Because in this new era that I'm stepping in, okay, I'm going to be on the road a lot, which means I'm going to be eating. I may not be eating the healthiest, but I need to maintain certain habits so that I can keep this new body, right? So that picture reminds me, like, girl, you need to go on a high girl walk, or you need to do a little bit of yoga. You need to do some Pilates. You need to push away from the table. We gotta introduce some new habits, some new routines. So that picture reminds me of that, because that's how I want to be with my husband in Italy in July of 2026. I want him to be able to take a picture of me and my back looking like that, because her back is fire. And then in the middle is where I put my prayers, right? So these are my daily prayers that I'm going to be saying, that, speak life into my new era, that are speaking life into my vision. Like, I literally all the time ask God to literally inject his favor into my land, right? My land, my field that he gave me for me to plant all of my seeds in. I ask him every day to inject favor into it so that my seeds can grow, right? So the seeds that I'm planting, they can grow, and they grow with his favor. So these are my prayers that I'll be saying every day. I do have a couple of affirmation statements. I call them mirror messages. But they say, like, I step fully into my calling, supported, prepared, and aligned for June 26, 2026. That's when I officially want to be able to retire from my 9 to 5 and step fully into my calling and be supported and prepared and aligned. Okay, so I know that's a quick deadline, honey, but what did I tell you? It do not take God long, and that's why I put it right next to my picture that says suddenly I was her, because it don't take God long. Another one I have is that my words open doors and create provision. My book release is June 11, 2026. So I'm planning on releasing my book, The Cost of Elevation, June 11, 2026. Now, I know y'all like, yeah, you just said you fixed up a CEO motivational speaking, but I cannot stop. Look, one monkey don't stop no show, okay? I told God, okay. So let me tell y'all, one day I was sitting here, and I was like, God has been so quiet, right? He's been so quiet. Like, he ain't been talking to me. Like, he been talking, but he ain't been talking. Usually he be talking and he keep talking. He be like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, all right, cool. And then he'd be like, okay, I said blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, I know, absolutely. I am complete agreement with that. And then he get louder and louder and louder. And he started talking to me through other people. He started talking to me through intentional details. He just get louder and louder and louder. And then finally I kind of be like, okay, I am ready. I get over my own fear and I step into what it is that he don't told me. But this time, now he hadn't been talking to me like that. And I was like, man, I literally had said, like, man, God ain't really been talking to me like that. But I've been working, girlies. I've been working. I know y'all been seeing the consistency, baby. I be posted Vlogmas. Hello. Like, who, come on. That's a big step for me. And then taking y'all with me too. Now, my best friend just said, she was like, girl, you was just saying how, you didn't feel comfortable like taking the girlies along with you. And now you're doing Vlogmas. And I'm like, girl, I know, but I've been working, y'all. I've been working. I've been putting this content out. I've been filming. I've been making sure that, you guys are seeing me on your timeline at least one time a day. I've been hearing from so many people like, girl, every time I log on, I see you coming across my screen with a Vlogmas clip or a podcast clip or something like that. I've been planning out the next season of the podcast. I've been working head down working. And so, I was like, okay, well, I ain't really hearing from him. And I'm like, he ain't really saying too much to me. And so I thought maybe that, I had took too long to become obedient. I really did. I'm like, what if he just like, girl, I'm not gonna keep playing with you and X me out. And then, I had to remember that God doesn't work that way. But, that slow rolling it is disobedience. But I've been obedient, right? I've been in it. Like I've been in it. I've been working. I've been being consistent. I've been, all these things that I've been praying about. I've been doing the work behind it. I've been participating. And I just think that, he was like, okay, well, you working. I ain't gonna micromanage you, boo. You got it. But yeah, so I had told him, look, I told God, right? Because that's my daddy. I told God and was like, look, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like it's time for us to have a serious conversation. Now, I tell people this all the time. On Sunday morning, I got to set an appointment with God, baby, okay? And I know you'd be like, okay, on Sunday mornings, this is my extended standing appointment. Like, it's extended. Like, I get up early. I'm talking like 6 a.m. Get up, get the coffee, sit on the couch, get my Bible, get my iPad, get my notebook, and my prayer oil, and baby, we talking. Okay, I'll be like, I'm here, God. Hello, let's get to it. We talking out loud, and I be talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, y'all. And I look up and it'll been like 2 hours, right? But I walk away with some clarity. I walk away feeling lighter. I walk away with the vision. I walk away feeling supported. I be feeling so just happy. Like it's a feeling, it's a feeling of happiness. But I guess I feel so loved. I feel so protected. I feel so heard. I feel so seen. Like after those prayer sessions and those conversations, I call them my one-on-ones. After my one-on-ones, God be pumping me up. Okay. He be, okay, gas me up, God. He be like, yes, that's everything. Or sometimes he be like, no, that's not what I'm saying. So if you don't have a relationship with God, I advise you to get one, or whatever relationship it is that you have out here, with whatever you believe in. Schedule a one-on-one with them, right? Have some conversation so that you can get some clarity, girlies. But back to the story. So I'm sitting there and I'm laying in bed and I'm telling him like, hey, we gonna have a conversation Sunday. It's like Wednesday. And he was like, all right, cool. You gonna write a book. And I was like, excuse me? And I'm like, no, that's not for me. I'm not an author. I'm trying to get this motivational speaking off the ground, God. Like I'm okay. Yeah, I'm working, but I'm trying to put the pieces together. I'm literally putting the foundation together and reading how to do it. Like I got the instruction guide. Like, okay, do this and this and this. Okay, let me do this and this and this and this. That's literally how it's going. I don't took pieces off the foundation, put stuff back on the foundation, took pieces away completely. Like we're not going with that design no more. We're going with this different design. I mean, baby, I've been working, and he was like, mm-hmm. And go ahead and just add that book right on top of there. You're gonna be a New York Times bestseller. And I'm like, me? And I'm like, you know what? Okay. And that's all I said. I was like, okay. And so then he told me about my first he told me, well, not gonna say first, but he told me that I was going to create my own stage. I was not waiting on someone to provide me with a stage or a platform to get on, because I have my own platform. I keep forgetting, y'all, that I got my own podcast. Like, what? Like, I sit here sometime and be like, girl, you got a whole podcast. Like, do you know that? And so he was like, yeah, you're not going to wait. You're going to create your own stage. So yeah, you need to get ready for that. And I was like, okay. And he was like, it's going to be sometime around Valentine's Day. It's going to be centered around self-love, but also, we're going to tell the girlies to pour into themselves and do some things. And that's when, you going to say your first keynote speech. Now, mind you, I told you I already have like probably 8 keynote speeches that I've written, rewrote, edited it, all of that kind of good stuff. I just haven't had time to practice them and to say them. And he told me literally like, what do you mean practice them and say them? Like you already got the message. The message, all you gotta do is just sit there and just talk. And I'm like, no, 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 right, telling God, no, no, God, you got to prep for things like this. You can't go up there and be like, and excuse me, you know what I'm saying, forgetting what you're gonna say, rambling like I do on here. Like, shout out to the girlies who be rocking with me though, because we be like an hour in and the girlies be here. They be here tuning in. It amazes me that I be having the views of people who have sat there and watched this video. And I know they watch the video because they in the comments talking about the video. They are asking me questions that are deep in the video. I'm talking like 30, 45 minutes deep in the video. They be asking me questions about the stuff. So shout out to y'all. I love y'all so much for supporting me. But anyway, back. I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, so you don't need to do all this practicing. We're not doing all of that. You need to get up there, get ready for your keynote speech, but you're also gonna write this book. And I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I'm gonna write a book. And he was like, yeah, you're gonna release it probably like Q4. I'm like, Q4. And he like, yeah. And I'm like, well, when am I write it? And he was like, Q1, Q2, but it's definitely gonna be released by the end of 2026. And then I was like, okay. And that was it, y'all. Like, I just was like, okay, didn't think nothing else about it, left it alone. A couple of days later, I'm talking to my friend on the phone in California. And she like, and I'm telling her, and she like, yeah, she like, girl, first of all, she's like, well, you want God to talk to you all the time. I say, I do. I say, I be needing the reassurance. And she was like, you need to trust the confirmation, right? Be confident in the confirmation. And I'm like, ooh, that was a good one. She had said something else too, y'all, and I had wrote it down. But yeah, she was dropping some gems. But I know for one, she was like, be confident in the confirmation. Like, you need to be confident in it. She's like, you be going back and forth with God. Like, are you sure? All right, cool. You sure? And in a couple of days, you be like, are you sure? Do you remember what you said? Is that still the case? She was like, girl, get with the program. Okay. So when I sat down to write my vision board, I was like, you know what? I got to put this book on here. I have to put it on here because this is what it is. And this is the name of it, right? I'm huge on intentional details and I give things life. So, like if I have a new business, I give it immediately an email address and I buy the domain for it. And yeah, we do all of that before we even don't thought about how we're going to work this business. What's the framework of this business? It's already got its own IG email address and I got the domain for it. But this book, I felt like it needed a title. And then I started thinking like, okay, I need to reach out to my sister friend, right? So my sister friend, Sandy, just wrote a book. And I believe I want to say it releases tomorrow, y'all, on the 23rd. I really do want to say that. But I was like, man, I need to reach out to her because she just self-published and I need to kind of get with her and see how she did it. And then God was like, no, you don't, because you already know how to self-publish a book. We planted this seed. Y'all, this seed was planted in like 2020 to write a book. I had looked up everything about it. I know all about self-publishing. I know about ISBN numbers. I know about, Amazon versus somebody else. I know about how to do it if you want to go with a publisher. I know how to do all this stuff already. And that's when God was like, no, you don't. You need to reach out to her. You can reach out to her if you want to, but that's not part of our timeline, right? So if you want to do that on your time, great. But on this time over here, you don't need to do all that because you already know how to do that. This seed has been planted and it is blooming. And I'm like, oh, okay. So The Cost of Elevation is the name of the book. And yeah, my whole Q1, my Q1, so my first season, I guess it's the second season of my podcast is centered around the cost of elevation. That is going to be the entire theme for Q1. I have some other themes that are going to be Q2, Q3, Q4. I'm assuming, but the way that the way that they came to me, that those will be their own books as well. But the way I am building the framework is that you guys will get the podcast episode on Monday, and then you'll get some smaller videos on IG, TikTok, YouTube Shorts that relate directly to the podcast episode, right? So I call them action items because remember, prayer requires participation, but you girls need to know how to participate. And I understand that, motivation is more than just a word, right? This is more than just words that I'm dropping. Like, I'm giving you guys the framework. I'm giving you guys actionable items to do. I'm giving you the details, literally. Like, this is how you do it, right? Like, I'm not only going to tell you and cheer you on and build you up, but I'm also going to train you on how to do it. And I think that's the key piece that I see missing sometime when I see some people's motivational content is that, we just do a lot of, yeah, cheer you on. You can do this. It's great. It's great. It's great. You got this, girly. But we don't tell the girlies how to do it. We're not telling them how. We're not giving enough information. I be needing the details. I'm that girly on the other end. I need the details. Like, I need them. I need to know, how did you do it? How long did it take you? What did you use to do it? Okay, what did you learn from it? Okay, well, what was the mistakes you made? Okay, what was the wins you made? I'm all into it. Like, that is literally where the details came from, because I'm obsessed with the details. With anything that comes, anything that has like any main thing, I want all the details around it. Okay. And that is the way I live my life. My family will tell you that Eb is all about the details. If I have on an outfit, it's the details that are really going to catch your eye, right? I'm very intentional about certain details. But when I'm learning something, I'm really all about the details. And when I'm talking about something, I want to give y'all all the details, which is why I knew that I was made for not long term, long form content, because I like to talk and I like to yap. But I want to give y'all so much information. My best friend tell me all the time, she'd be like, Eb, you drop so many good things in these videos. Like, you just drop so much. She was like, girl, you be giving us so much in one video. And she's like, you should chop it up and it should be this and that and this and that. And I say, girl, look, okay, this is for the girlies who is in it for the long run. Okay. So that means you need to get on over here, get into this video and catch these details, right? Now, if the AI that I use to cut my videos up, if it happens to drop some of these tidbits on your timeline, then that's great. But I'm not cutting up the videos and catching this and catching that. But that's why I'm making the 3 mini videos that will go along with the podcast, because those are the details that I feel like are important, right? They're the actionable items that you guys need to do that are related to the podcast episode. So you'll get the podcast episode on Mondays, and then probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you'll get the actionable items, and then you can kind of sit with it and kick it all weekend with them. And then on Monday, let's get ready for the next part. Because girlies, we stepping inside a new era. Okay. So that is how that framework is going to work. Like I said, I guess I got 4 books in me because it's 4 quarters. So the first book, y'all know I'm always kicking the camera. The first book I want to be done with, literally, let me tell y'all, by March. When I'm gonna write it, I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna write it. I got an outline though. I sat down and wrote an outline. But yeah, when am I gonna do this first keynote speech, or I call it an experience, because my keynotes speeches, well, not speeches, I don't want to call them speeches, but my messages that you guys are going to be coming to, you guys come hear me speak, their experiences, right? I got activations planned and everything, and y'all gonna come and be like, wow, that was an experience. You know how everybody was on the Sarah Jakes when she came and did her tour or whatever, and everybody was saying it was such an experience. That, and I did not get a chance to make it to it, but I saw it online and I was like, that's exactly what I want my my meet and greets and and I guess my speeches to be like. I want them to be experiences. I want you to walk away and be like, this was worth every dollar. I got some really, really, really great information. But not only that, but I got the know-how, right? I got the how-to. I got all the details that I needed, along with her pouring into my cup. She also trained me to do some stuff, right? I walked away with some things that I can go home and do. So that is that's the plan, girly. So as you can see, it's on the vision board, and I kid y'all not, I thought it was gonna be cars on here. I thought it was gonna be fur coats, y'all, makeup. Obviously, I thought it was gonna be makeup on here, clothes, jewelry, all that kind of good stuff. But when I actually sat down and was like, what's going on this vision board? This was it: the book, the podcast, the experiences, right? And yeah, like that's what went on here. Like the pretty and powerful blueprint That's what we're changing the name of the podcast to, because everything has to align. So you guys will see that. I'm not dropping a whole lot of stuff on IG about it. I'm not doing all that, right? You know, they're gonna see drop the details, and they're gonna start seeing a pretty and powerful blueprint, right? Because that's everything has to align. That's the name of the podcast. The name of the book is The Cost of Elevation. And yeah, the name of the experiences will have different names to them. But like I said, season 2 will start January. I think the first episode is going to drop January 5th. And yeah, just be prepared, girlies. We stepping into our new era. And the first thing we're gonna talk about, y'all, and then I think I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's long. And it be taking a long time for me to get this off my camera. Is everybody cannot go with you. Y'all better get y'all scissors out, because we about to cut some people off. Everybody can't go with you to this new era. I already told some of y'all that y'all are trees. Y'all are trees, y'all big, tall trees, right? And y'all be trying to take these weeds with y'all. Some people in y'all life is some weeds, right? Like, they terrible. They're terrible. Their energy is terrible. They ain't got no ambition. They don't see the vision. They don't want you to have no vision. They always complaining. Like, they just can't go. You don't have time for that right now, right? I know that sometimes we say, okay, well, you know what? Let me try to help my friend out. Let me try to help her out. Let me try to help my auntie, my cousin, my sister. Let me try to help them out and pour into them. Girlie, right now you finna pour into you. Okay? It's time to pour into you. You. We finna get you together. Not them. And I need you to know that. Like, it's time to pour into you. And that is exactly why my first experience is happening in February, because we spend so much time, right? Oh, I'm loving on somebody's son or daughter, and I'm love, and I'm pouring, and I want this. I'm pouring all this love into you, all this love and this affection. Baby, it's time to pour in love, the affection into yourself. Okay, girly, I'm just here to tell you. Now, some of us don't. Again, this message may not be for all the girlies, right? Right here, this message that we're talking about right here at this point in the video, we is about 37 minutes in. This might not be for all the girlies. Some girlies may not need to start pouring into themselves. They may start pouring into and working on other areas in their life. But the majority of the girlies, including myself, it's time to hyper focus on yourself. Somebody told me that, right? Somebody told me that. They was like, you know what? You are extremely hyper focused on yourself. You be all into yourself. What you're wearing, where you're going, what you're eating, what you're buying yourself. And I was like, well, who else should I be hyper focused on? You know, like, I don't, what's so wrong with that? Like, who else should I be hyper focused on? Myself. I am building myself. I'm building me. And that takes extreme focus, a lot of attention, a lot of work, a lot of self-work. It takes a lot, but it's so worth it, because who better than me to build up? Who better than myself? Tell me, girlies. If it's somebody else, let me know. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's Q1, honey. The cost of elevation, it's some cost involved, right? And you're gonna be like, what? Yes, girlies, it's some stuff involved, and everybody can't go with you. So I'm just letting you know. That's the first message. Everybody can't go with you, because everybody is not a part of the mission. Now, you probably go back and spin the block and pick them up later. But right now, at this point, where we at, they ain't going. They're not going. Not everybody is going. And it's going to be, now my granddaddy used to always tell me, like, you're only gonna get, so many friends in life. And you're gonna be able to count them on one hand with fingers left over. And he used to say, with fingers left over. If my cousin's watching this, y'all know granddaddy used to say that all the time. Like, you're gonna be able to count them on one hand with fingers left over. And in this next era, that is so true. That is so true. Only a few people can go. But again, they can only go, they can't go to this era. The next era you get in, book 2, book 3, book 4, the ones that we be focusing on later on, they're gonna be able to go, because again, things change, right? Things change, and the stronger you get mentally, and the stronger you get physically, and the stronger you get spiritually, you're going to be able to handle more. You're going to be able to handle more weight, more pressure, right? You're going to be able to handle it. But right now, it's time to hyper focus on you, on yourself, girlies. It's time. I'm just I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the girly who answers the call to deliver the blueprint. And I'm laying it out for you. They not going on this first one, right? It's not in the blueprint, girlies. It's not here. I don't see all these people going with us. So get ready for the ride. I'm super excited. I want to thank everybody who has been following me. We are almost to our goal. Last time I checked, I think I was at like 43 subscribers. I want to get to 100 subscribers. And yeah, I'm almost at my goal. And I just am super excited. Again, I am so glad that you guys are coming and supporting me. And for those who have not watched the videos and you may be seeing this on IG or TikTok, make sure you guys head over to the YouTube because that's where the long form content lives. Okay. You may be seeing snippets here and snippets there. And it's okay. You may be like, that's all I need. That's all. That's my nice little dose of ebb in the details. But if you're interested in hearing my messages, especially when we get ready and drop season 2 of the podcast, especially when we get ready and start filming parts of the experience and talking about the book and things like that, you're gonna want to be on YouTube because that is where the bulk of the details will be. But fear not, girlies. My girlies who are my TikTok girlies, my IG girlies, my YouTube short girlies, I will not leave you hanging. Shout out to the guys too, though. I've been having a lot of guys come on my page and show me a lot of love. They've been in the comments, they've been liking, they've been subscribing, they've been sharing the video out. Shout out to y'all too. I don't have a name for y'all. I don't want to call. Somebody has said I'm a manny on my IG, and that was hilarious. But I don't want to call y'all that. So I'm gonna just say shout out to the guys. I appreciate y'all. Share this with the other girlies in your life, whether it's your girlfriends, your wives, your sisters, your daughters, your nieces, your cousins, friends. Share it out for me. Share the message because I want all the girlies to glow up, right? Especially going into this new era. I want them to have all the details that they need and all the support they need. And this is what this platform is for because they will be stepping into their pretty and powerful era. And that's where we going. People always say, put me in the room with people I need to be in the room with. Girlies, this is the room. This is the room. Come on. I'm letting y'all in. I'm inviting all the girlies in. This is the room. People always say, put me in the room, put me in the game, coach, introduce me, network, blah, 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 blah. Girlies, come get in this room with me. Come on. Come get in this room with me. Okay? All right. I will see you girlies tomorrow. We are going to work and then we're going to come home and I might show y'all a little bit of this haul. This haul is crazy that I brought. I got so much stuff from Avon, some good stuff though. And I got a few more things from Sephora, but I took some stuff back. Remember I didn't tell y'all because I didn't drop that vlog. So before this vlog, it was supposed to be another one. It was like an hour and some change long. It's literally sitting in my editor right now. But it's strictly about all the stuff I brought. And I wasn't too sure if the girlies was feeling it. Right? Like, I don't know if y'all really feeling that. I know my bestie is. My bestie like, girl, what did you buy? Tell me everything. But I know some of the girlies just, I feel it. I feel it. Some of the girlies are tired of being influenced to purchase. And I'm not gonna lie, even myself, I am limiting the amount of content I consume that is talking about things to purchase, whether it's clothes, shoes, makeup, jewelry, whatever. I'm limiting that content right now because I feel like I have purchased all that my wallet is going to allow me to purchase. Remember I told you I don't say no my birthday weekend, my birthday month, baby. We're coming up real close on the no. We're finished. real close. Real close. I actually think I probably got about maybe one or two more things that I want, and then we're finished. We're actually going to be finished until I think after February. I'm challenging myself to not buy anything until after February because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I found my core makeup. Like, I was looking for my kind of like my core makeup. Girl, I don't found my core makeup and some. Okay, I don't found some options. I don't found my core perfumes and some. Core body care and some. So I got options. I got plenty of options, and I'm not gonna go through all of this stuff. But probably into maybe like April, May, right? So I don't need anything else in that. And then we all know how I feel about clothes. So clothes, I just buy pieces here and there. I haven't done any huge wardrobe purchases in a long time. I just buy pieces here and there and put those pieces together with the other stuff that I already got, and it all just works out. I'd rather buy accessories because to me, again, it's all in the details. The accessories is what make these outfits look different, right? So belts, shoes, purses, jewelry, that kind of stuff. That to me, you can throw on all black and change up the accessories and there'd be 4 or 5 different outfits. So that's kind of like my plan moving forward. I don't think I need to do any massive wardrobe purchases. I already got my fur coat. I got my purses that I wanted. I got shoes that I wanted. And if I need anything else, y'all know I run to Amazon first, right? Run to Amazon because I don't like to wait for nobody shipping. Nobody shipping, nobody processing. Amazon be like, it'll be there tomorrow. And I'd be like, my man, my man, I'm with it. So yeah, I don't have anything else I need to purchase. I don't need no more content stuff. I got so many content tools to shoot. I got all types of ring lights and camera stands and memory cards, and I got my iPad, I got pencils, we'll need nothing. We need nothing else. So we are just about finished. Only thing I want to do is I want to do one good day of thrifting, right? I'm so thirsty to get to the thrift. I think I'm going to do it probably. I don't even know because y'all know my birthday is Sunday. So it's crazy saying that my birthday is Sunday on 28th. So I'm going to dinner with my girlies on the 27th. And then on 28th, I'm doing like this whole little, self-care, chill in a nice hotel room, kick it and relax, be with Eb, spend some time with Eb and relax. I'm doing that. And so I don't know. Maybe I'll go thrifting that Monday on the 29th. I didn't even think about going on the weekday. So I'll probably go to 29th and I'm excited about that. But thrifting is cheap. It's supposed to be cheap, right? But I'm looking for some vintage stuff. So that's it though. I ain't buying nothing else. So going back, because remember y'all know I like to go off topic. I know that the girlies are tired of being influenced and it's a little bit overwhelming. And really it's like just sometimes it just be like, ugh, I don't want to see another ad. I don't want to see another influence video. I don't want to see nothing else to encourage me to buy anything. So I'm even been swiping right on certain stuff. So I'm kind of limiting that content that I put out just because I know that people are getting tired of it. And also I don't want anybody to kind of feel pressured to buy stuff, right? Like, I mean, the stuff I share is stuff that I actually like and stuff that I don't like. I like to give the girlies obviously the details about all the things that I purchase. So you don't go out and waste your money. I be trying to give y'all the real deal on what I buy. But I also know that the fatigue is real, right? So I didn't put that video out. That video, like I said, it's about an hour and some change long. I may put it out later on, like after the holiday season. I may drop it. It's no links or nothing like that with it. It's just really just showing you what I got from Sephora and Ulta. I did a huge Sephora and Ulta haul. And yeah, I mean I did another haul from Avon. I want to show y'all some of that stuff, but at the same time, again, my Avon content, the girlies on Pinterest like that. But I think it's because it's Avon is so vintage to them, so they really be enjoying that. But I mean, Avon to me is extremely affordable, right? Like it's extremely affordable. They have some really good products. People don't know this, but a lot of their makeup, not their makeup, their skincare. Well, some of their makeup too. Their makeup and their skincare is Korean beauty skincare. A lot of their skincare is. And I didn't even know that until I started kind of reading up on the website. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why some of their products perform the way they perform. We all know that Korean skincare is amazing. So yeah, I think that it's super affordable. Like you can get bottles of perfume for like $13, $14 that smell great. Last a long time, have all the notes that we're looking for, and smell expensive, right? And they smell good. So $13, you can't beat that. A floor body spray is $36. Like, come on. So I mean, I think of Avon is super affordable, and I think that the girlies just don't know about the product. So that's what I'm trying to bring to it. I think just a fresh face, a fresh perspective, and a girly that looks like you and that's the same age as you using these items. I think can really just bring some life back to Avon, right? And that's my purpose with that because I actually use the products. Like I use the perfume. I told y'all they have become quickly my favorite foundation and my favorite concealer and my favorite mascara. So yeah, more about that later, but I will probably post that haul later on. And I'm gonna try to limit the next few days my content on buying stuff stuff that I've brought because I'm getting tired of it, and I know some of the other girls are getting tired of it too. Cause I see the girls talking about it on TikTok. But let's wrap this up. I will see you girlies tomorrow. All right.